Good afternoon. This is Robert Hoff, President of Mountain State Financial Group, and this is your weekly rates and updates. Good news, rates fell by 0.15% APR over the last week, and this was led lower by both the 15 and 30-year conforming fixed rate mortgages. That was great news. However, we were about 10 basis points off of our lows that we hit on Monday. Been a very, very volatile week. So what's going on? Well, the Fed wrapped up their meeting last week on Wednesday with Fed Chair Powell's speech, where he basically left the door open that they would entertain rate cuts in September. Well, what the markets heard were, we're cutting rates in September. So that was good, but it's also 6 weeks off. Then on Friday, we had the non-farm payroll report come out, and it missed completely. We were expecting between 175 and 185,000 new jobs added. We only got 114,000, so big miss there. Maybe more importantly, the unemployment rate unexpectedly rose from 4.1% to 4.3%. That may not sound like a big number, but when it comes to the unemployment rate, it actually is. And more importantly is that it was a surprise. So the markets immediately ran wild. There was a huge sell-off in the equity markets, a massive buy-in into safety such as treasuries, mortgage bonds, mortgage-backed securities, and rates just absolutely went great. So that was fantastic. But it didn't stick, because there's just too much uncertainty and there's too many things going on globally that people aren't really able to get a fix on this. So what else is going on? Well, right now, it was not just the United States that was hit so hard by the global downturn. So all the equity markets pretty much across the globe just got demolished. In fact, there were trillions of dollars that just evaporated in the matter of days just because the markets took such a bad hit. So some of the countries are doing something about it. Bank of England, which they were already expected to cut rates, well, they went ahead and did it. Japan, on the other hand, which again, they're an anomaly and always have been, but they actually raised rates earlier this year, but now they have said that, well, they didn't say that they were going to cut rates, but they're going to cease from raising rates until there's more financial security. So that's good news. But then you have just uncertainty in the Middle East. That's a major, major problem. The markets do not like uncertainty. And then you have China. Their economy's already been beaten down pretty hard, especially their housing market. Well, now their manufacturing sector is also taking a beating. In fact, it was the first time that they had a slowdown in the last 9 months. So speculation is turning into reality. What we're thinking is coming has now come. So labor markets are softening. Economic conditions are worsening around the globe, and it's time to take action. So the real problem is that the Fed just met last week, Wednesday. So we've got 6 weeks before they meet again. And they didn't move rates. They didn't take any other financial stance or monetary stance. So now we're still waiting on this. So now we've got a high volatility situation for the next few weeks. We do expect rates to keep on trending in an improved fashion, so we're going to see rates continue to fall, but it is not going to be in a straight line. You know, like I said, we already lost 10 basis points in 2 days, which is a huge move. So what should we expect in the weeks to come? Well, it looks like we are at a pivot point, so I would expect very high volatility in mortgage rates. There's just a lot of uncertainty, and the fact that the Fed just met on Wednesday means that we have to wait 6 weeks before their next scheduled appointment. And things would have to get really ugly really fast to have an emergency meeting or have the Fed do something in between meetings. It's just not how they operate unless things are exceptionally bad. So what should we expect at their next meeting? Well, as of last week, Wednesday, there was a 12.5% chance that they were going to cut rates by 50 basis points. That's a big move. Well, today, there's a 71.5% chance of them making that cut. So you can see that the market moves super fast. And now, more than ever, make sure that you're working with mortgage professionals that understand the markets. And as always, if you have any specific questions or scenarios that you'd like to run by, our team is happy to help. Thanks for listening. Again, I'm Robert Hoff, President of Mountain State Financial Group, and that was your weekly rates and updates.